The mystery surrounding how 5 clever lions were able to escape their enclosure at the Taronga Zoo had been solved when new CCTV footage showed the exact moment they wriggled free from their confinement. At approximately 6:30 in the morning on November 2nd, the views showed lion cubs Lizuko, Zuri, Kahari, and Malika, along with an adult male named Otto, sniffing around the perimeter of the fence. A Code 1 emergency was declared after one of the cubs was able to escape through a hole in the metal fence and was shortly pursued by other lions. A code when an animal that is capable of killing humans breaks free from the zoo. All of the alarms in the facility are activated simultaneously. The terrifying footage shows the lions that escaped going along the outside border of their enclosure, as a vehicle and pickup followed them at a slow pace. The van and Utter were trying to catch up to the lions. The police found the big lion standing in the middle of the road and refused to move. But then they realized that he was afraid and was just protecting his cubs. The lions ultimately found their way back inside the enclosure after being summoned back by the lioness Maya and the zoo workers. They had stayed within meters of the enclosure the entire time. Lizuko was the first cub to return, and she was immediately followed by female cub Zuri and male cub Kahari. Meanwhile, the emergency response team at the zoo tranquilized Malika so that she could be safely handled. The adult lion Otto was the one that arrived back in the enclosure very late. Malika was eventually brought back to the den by the keepers, who had managed to corral the lions in time before the entrance to the tourist attraction opened for the day. The ongoing investigation at the zoo found that the lions had been playing and interacting with the fence for approximately 20 minutes prior to the fence being broken through. After the lions were able to slip through the opening at 6:40 in the morning, an alarm was activated and the zoo went into lockdown. The officials stated that the clamps that were used to tie the wire cables together had failed, which caused one of the wires to unravel, which in turn created a hole in the fence, and the lions were able to squeeze through. In a statement, it was stated that preliminary independent engineering advice has established that swatches, clamps that join wire cables together, broke, which allowed for a lacing cable that joins the fence mesh to a tension cable to unravel. Swatches are clamps that attach wire cables together. After that, the lions were able to make a hole in the wall and slip through it. Staff at the Taronga Zoo relocated families who were sleeping overnight in a building close to the enclosure as part of the roar and snore experience. According to attendee Magnus Perry, they came sprinting into the tent area yelling, "This is a Code 1. Get out of your tent and run. Come now, and leave your possessions." We had to sprint somewhere in the range of 50 to 70 meters before they opened the door. Everyone got in. They counted us, and then they locked the door and we remained inside the building. By 9 o'clock in the morning, Director Simon Duffy of the Taronga Zoo reassured guests that the lions had been released back into their natural environment without causing any harm to tourists or employees. Because the lions broke out of their enclosure before the zoo opened its gates for the day, the only people in the neighborhood at the time, besides the families who were camping, were employees, and independent specialized forensic engineer was still doing extensive examinations on the failure and the intricate mesh fencing system, according to a statement released by Taronga Zoo, which stated that their investigation into the cunning escape is still underway. The zoo has stated that the lions would continue to remain in an outdoor back-of-house holding facility, pending the professional engineering opinion, and it is highly doubtful that they will return to their primary exhibit before the holiday season. The zoo has strict safety protocols in place for such an incident. All persons on site were moved to safe zones, and there were no injuries to guests or staff. All animals are now in their exhibit and are being closely monitored by zoo staff. The officials confirmed the escape was caused by a breach in the Savannah enclosure fence. In another strange video, which went viral, a Kuwait woman was filmed while she is holding a lion in her arms and walking the streets. Once the animal had gotten out from the owner's house, this is the moment that a woman took her pet lion through the streets of Kuwait. The owner of the large cat can be seen in a video taken in Sabahia, which is located south of Kuwait City. She has been seen fighting to keep his grip on the animal while it thrashes around. The brief video was uploaded to YouTube on Sunday, and it shows the tiny animal writhing around and growling loudly while it is being held by its owner. After a few yards of walking, the woman, who appeared to be, finally placed the animal down on the ground so that she could take a break from bringing it inside the house. On Sunday, the news website Al Arabiya reported that the lion had managed to escape its enclosure in the Sabahia neighborhood. Al Arabiya reports that there were members of the environmental police present at the location. Before the large cat was taken back to its enclosure, the officers assisted the woman in restraining it. Although it's against the law in Kuwait and many other Gulf states, a widespread cultural trend involves the keeping of exotic animals as pets. Following allegations that a wild cat was seen roaming the springs in Dubai in June 2020, the city authorities decided to initiate a new initiative to crack down on the ownership of hazardous animals. However, it was later discovered that the animal caught on film was actually a domestic cat. The United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia both have laws that prohibit people from owning certain types of pets. However, these rules are rarely enforced. In 2019, specialists warned that Eastern Africa's cheetah population was in danger of extinction due to the fact that cheetah babies were being kidnapped and sold to wealthy Arab men for use as pets. According to Dr. Lori Marker, who works for the Cheetah Conservation Fund, up to 3/4 of the cubs born to wild cheetahs in the Horn of Africa each year are being abducted and sold to smugglers. This information was provided to Mail Online. She issued a warning that if measures were not taken to put an end to the trade, the creatures will become extinct within the next 2 years if nothing was done. In 2014, there was another strange incident too. The citizens of Norwalk, California are on the edge as a result of rumors that an African lion might be prowling around the neighborhood. The only photographs of the enigmatic monster that have surfaced so far are shaky security camera footage showing the beast stalking along the sidewalk. The professionals from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife analyzed the footage. The officials have established that the animal that resembles a cat is not a mountain lion. According to the authorities, department officials still are unable to definitively identify the sort of animal. They're trying to carry on with the investigation. The appearance of the monster has the mayor of Norwalk, Marcel Rodarde, very interested. Rodarde stated that there is still a mystery surrounding the animal because the tail does not appear to match the morphological characteristics of a mountain lion. The authorities of a nearby zoo have asserted that there are no large cats missing from their facility. In Virginia 1 year ago, there was a fear involving a lion, but it turned out to be a weirdly groomed labradoodle, dubbed. The incident was similar to the one described above. People can be fooled from time to time by dog grooming tactics, but the walk of the mystery beast in California has residents worried. Elizabeth Cohen, a local resident, was quoted as saying, "We've got dogs, and my sister just acquired another little dog, so we're all just making sure everyone gets their pets inside." Did you ever witness something like that? Did you ever watch a lion or predator walk free in the streets like that? Let us know in the comments below.